Marvel Rivals has come to GeForce Now. For some, Marvel Rivals on GeForce Now might be a dream come true to many. Why? Because this means you can not only play the game in 4K, but this would include one of the only methods of playing the game on your mobile device. So after this wait for the game to come to the platform, the question is it worth it? Well, just like picking the right character might determine whether you win or not, picking the right GeForce Now tier might put you in the same boat. Let's go over what you need to know. Now, for those who don't know anything about GeForce Now is a cloud gaming platform that can be played on various devices from laptops to Chromebooks and PCs to TVs. This would include 4K gameplay as well. They offer the service in 3 tiers as shown here, and yes, they do offer a free tier, and since most will be playing on it, we'll cover if this is worth it or not first. Marvel Rivals is a very popular game right now, but it's also pretty demanding for several configurations of GeForce Now. Now for those playing on the free tier, you'll know that you'll have to wait in the queue to play, watch the godforsaken ads, and you'll only get an hour play session. Now for me personally, I have waited over 2 hours to get into the game on the free tier.
Jesus Christ!
For those wondering why waiting to get on is taking so long, I found out that they are very limited to the configurations that are available to play the game. After I finally got in, I found out that they are running the RTX 3050 configuration to run the game. Okay, so how does it play? Well, to start off, shaders took only around 30 seconds. Not bad at all. This is where the good things end. The default graphics settings have the game on medium settings. The free tier only plays at 1080p and up to 60 FPS. And yes, you can use AMD frame generation to pump up your frames, but it's false. The bump in quote-unquote performance really doesn't matter.
Here comes trouble!
I got input lag, skipping, low FPS, you name it. Just look at this. For those wondering, you can see this FPS counter by hitting Ctrl-N. Even if you put the graphics settings all the way down, it doesn't matter. The free tier is so not worth playing this game on.
What?
But saying this, I still managed to get MVP. Just saying. So will upgrading to a paid tier help this game on the platform in any way? Well, let's see if the performance tier can handle Marvel Rivals. Now this tier is about $10 a month and supports resolutions up to 1440p, including ultra wide screens. The graphics settings are almost the same as the free tier, but I started at 1440p. Is the gameplay better? Even at 1440p, the game plays so much better than the free tier. Sure, this tier only gets a 60 FPS stream, but the game FPS generally hit over 60, even at 1440p almost all the time. And because of this, 1080p plays just fine.
That's amazing!
This makes the performance tier the best way to play the game with your mobile device. Most mobile users don't need anything higher than 1080p and 60 FPS, so this tier would hit these players. Now please note that you usually have no queue times with the performance tier, but with this game, Nvidia has told us that there could be wait times not just for the free tier, but for the performance tier as well. Just not as crazy as the free tier though, just in case you were wondering. So would upgrading to the ultimate tier be worth it? The ultimate tier is designed to stream the game at 4K up to 120 FPS, 1080p up to 240 FPS, and ultra-wide monitors up to 120 FPS. So is it worth the $20 a month to play Marvel Rivals through the cloud? Oh my god, yes. But with a couple caveats. At 4K, with the default settings of high with DLSS on quality, but frame generation off, I get pretty good performance with around 60 to 100 FPS on average depending on the map. But if you're looking for that 120 FPS experience, just turn frame generation on. Does it affect latency? If it did, I didn't feel it.
Double KO!
But what about 240 FPS at 1080p? Well, the game has no problem hitting 240 FPS or even higher with frame generation on at 1080p, but GeForce Now does not provide the 240 FPS stream for this game. Why? Well, I think the game might be too demanding for the stream to handle. Unreal Engine 5 can be rough. But the other thing the Ultimate tier and the Performance tier can handle is ultra widescreen gameplay. This is great for those wide POV players that are always looking over their shoulder, if you know what I mean. But honestly, the Ultimate tier is very much worth it for this game. Now please know that there's some hardware requirements to run Ultimate, especially in 4K. The link to those requirements are in the description. I'll also list some devices that are ready for the Ultimate tier right out of the box in the description as well, such as the Nvidia Shield TV Pro and our preferred mini PC. Now don't forget to have decent internet. I would have a minimum download speed of 30 megabits per second for free and performance, plus 50 megabits per second for Ultimate. Anything higher will be golden, especially if you live with others using the internet. Overall, if you're planning to play Marvel Rivals on GeForce Now, it's a solid choice, even on your mobile device. Just make sure it's with a paid tier, especially the Ultimate tier, to avoid any waiting and to play with top tier performance.
Wow, 4 in a row.
Just what the doctor ordered.
So if you like this overview of Marvel Rivals on GeForce Now, give us a like. Also make sure to join as a member of the channel or join our Patreon and our Discord, the links below. And above all else, make sure to subscribe to keep it locked right here at the only place where you can do battle in gaming heaven, Cloud Gaming Battle.